Good evening and welcome back to the Mancunian Way. My name is Mike. I'm your host. I'm laughing because it should have been said what was being said off air. Yeah, I don't know which fan base is in more meltdown right now. We'll probably find out at the end, but both fan bases are chucking toys out of prams all over the gaff. Newcastle, because they're being torn apart like a car boot sale. And Manchester City are not buying superstars, and Biana and Maresca are shit, and we need to get them out. So I don't know which fan base is having the biggest meltdown right now, but I'm sure we'll find out as we're going along. Welcome to your Happy Clappy show. I am your king of happy clappers. Kiss my big blue ass. That's the way I am. Good evening to Kathy, to Gary, but most importantly to Baz, to Scotty and Ed. How the devil are you, chaps?
All good, mate. All good.
Doing good over here, man. All good over here.
Good evening to John, to Ash, to Brandon, to me old mucker Spices with us.
Spicy potatoes. Definitely don't want to hear them.
And I'm also getting in trouble because I'm not leaving comments on the screen long enough. So we will try.
Who's put that comment? What was that comment? Go back to that one. But PSR.
Oh, right, we're going to get into it. We're going to, right? Just
Mark, let me read this quote I have written down. I've written down a quote here, okay? It says, Tonali, Anthony Gordon, and Bruno G would not all leave the club in the same summer. Who on this panel said that?
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I think we both said it.
I can't believe he's taking quotes. I can't believe he's actually writing quotes down of shows.
I believe it. The amount of times I said that your manager, ex-manager, would leave at the end of the season, and you always said no, and he was right.
I didn't.
Oh, this is the wrong show for that one. Yeah, that's the wrong show.
Whoa. I told you he was going.
No, it's the right show for it.
Listen, Reng, let's not do the Pedro Neto stuff. I'll go into that later because, my God, have I had DMs and messages and abuse because apparently it was my idea to sign Pedro Neto.
Right. Can we go back to your spicy potato fella who you love and who's put the worst comment up of the night so far? Not that one. About PSR.
Okay, yeah.
There. But PSR is holding you back. You were the guys that voted for these rules. You lot can hold that. So PSR was brought in 2014. So how is PSR holding us back right now? It's not, because PSR is not the problem. It's also called SCR now, by the way. So just get that right. Squad cost rotation, spicy potatoes. The thing that's holding us back is actually the same party transaction rule, which was brought in exactly when Newcastle United got took over. So please get your facts right before you start spouting shit to two people on this panel who know the rules very, very well, especially after speaking to one of the biggest Man City fans on TalkSport, Stefan, who's also been on Martin's show and also talks to Martin. We talked to him as well. And we know SCR isn't the problem. We know, as well as the ex-CEO of Aston Villa said, the same party transaction rule was brought in to stop Newcastle United. So can we please stop this PSR is the reason. It's not. It's the same party transactions. It means that we cannot go to a same party owned by a Saudi company and say, you can sponsor us for £1 billion because the Premier League will say it's not fair market value and we will get shut down. And then we've got to find sponsors at fair market value, which stops us from being able to push SCR away. And that is the problem. And we've all said it. And yous don't like this, but the same party transaction rule was brought in to stop Newcastle United being the next Man City, so to protect the Premier League, to have the 6 that are at the top, always at the top. And that's how it is now. That is life. We get it. We understand it. But please understand the rules yourself as well. There you go, rant over.
I don't think he's a spicy potato more. He's fucking baked now.
It's got a bit of creme fraiche on as well. I love it when people come at me about rules and that. And you know, Martin, you speak to Stefan as well, and he's confirmed it. And there's other people in the media who have confirmed it. It's all down to that one rule change as soon as Newcastle United got took over. Same party transaction rules.
Yeah, the Newcastle United rule.
The Newcastle United rule. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Got a bit of announcement before we roll. In 2 weeks' time, I think it's 2 weeks. 2 weeks this week. Jack Gorn is coming on. It will happen because obviously my father won't have died this time. People think that's a joke. No, that really happened and why the show got scrapped. I was in the process of dying. So no, Jack Gorn is back from his O's. He's back from the World Cup. Well, I say he's back from his O's. He's actually over in Seoul at the moment. He's over in South Korea with the City squad at the moment. So as soon as he gets back from that, because they are back early next week, we'll have him on. So Jack Gorn will be on to answer all your questions.
Who is it?
Etihad Intel calling him a liar and everything. Well, not him, but saying Etihad Intel said that people are telling lies who are coming out with the news or the wrong. I won't say lies. We'll say Etihad Intel is saying they're wrong, which is fine. That's their opinion. He may have different information, and we all get different information. But Fabrizio and others have confirmed City are in for Pedro Neto. Yes, we'll go into it as we're going along. We'll leave that bit to the end. I've also got updates on Tijani Reinders going to Forest potentially and other people. I don't know if he's legit, but I don't think it's a good look when we're going to start calling other journos out and wannabe journos and Twitter accounts. It's like baby nursery at the minute across social media. Everyone is trying to be wrong. So everyone is trying to be right, then give the actual 100% true information out.
That's people more in a nutshell.
Right. So I don't know. But by the way, that information on Pedro Neto has not just come from Fabrizio. It has come from a number of journals as well. Not just Fabrizio. I'll go into
Reinders to Forest makes sense, doesn't it? Especially at his age. He's 29, is that right? 28, 29?
26.
Is he? Someone said to me he was the same age as Bruno.
No, it's 26.
Okay, at 26, it's a bad move then. I mean, you guys were raving about him when you signed him. You were buzzing.
Who's this?
Reinders.
Oh, Reinders. I thought you meant Pedro now. Yeah, Reinders is 26, 27. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think he's 27 now.
Just
right,
do my
let's start with it.
Let's
start with it. Good evening, Tone. Hope you're well, mate. I heard Newcastle looking at Mamouche and Reinders. Yes, Newcastle are looking at Tijani Reinders as well. Whether they'll get that over the line with the wages and the cost involved.
28. He's 28.
Yeah, well, you're looking at him as well.
Not at that age, mate.
I can't say that.
You are looking at him. That's come from.
So you guys need some experience.
That's come from City Journals, Baz.
They can say what they want. There's no way we're signing a 28-year-old.
Well, someone at City's told them you made an inquiry.
I bet you we put up by the price and went, nah, for a 20.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying the inquiry went very far, but
yeah,
you
we've
definitely
inquired about a hell of a lot of players, but just to let
Yeah.
you all know, Newcastle United have now pivoted as a football club, and you can see it in all the signings we've made. The oldest player we've signed is 24, and that's our oldest benchmark now. May go to 25, but 24 and under is what we're looking to do. When we're now trying to find another way of how to get SCR rid of, which is buying younger players, turning them into superstars, and then selling them on for double, triple the price, and then start the process again until we've got all the money in the bank to be able to push on.
Right, well, let's get into it. Your window,
We just did.
summer, has been turned upside down.
Well,
Well, hang on,
right.
let me just do my bit. It has.
Do your
It has
bit. Do
been
your
turned
bit. Do your
upside
bit.
down.
Do your bit.
Don't pretend it hasn't been turned upside down. It has. It has, Baz. This is where you've got to be honest. It has. You've took a major left turn.
Mate, you're not making Europe. Let's be honest here. You're not.
I've just
Well,
said
we
we've-
know that. Bloody hell.
Right.
We jumped into
Ed, pipe down.
Bloody
Right.
Ed, you have to go in with the knife straight
Does,
away,
doesn't
don't
he?
you?
No,
You don't even
come
wait.
on, man. We can't. Let's not kid around.
Let's not kid around. You've got no idea what's going to happen. Nobody knows what's going to happen.
Mate, your midfield is who?
Okay.
What?
Could you foresee Palace winning the
Sweet,
FA
just shut
Cup?
up, Scotty.
Could you foresee Palace winning anything? And look what they did under a very good manager. There we go.
Yeah, their manager's better than yours. Yes.
Is he?
Glasner? Come on, mate. Let's not do
Is
this.
he?
Let's not act like Alec. Come on, man. Come on, man. Let's not
you
do
don't know. This man's 38. He could be the next Glasner for all you know.
But right here, right now, he's not better
He
than
could
Glasner.
be the next. No, I don't disagree with that. But how do you know he's not going to come with beans in his pants and start smashing everyone?
How do you know that won't happen?
Because I've got faith and I'm going to stay positive.
Well, you can be positive. This is the happy clapper. You know, we all like to be
I hate
positive,
that
but
term.
it's my job to bring some
No, it's not your
unhappiness
job.
to you. That's my job.
No, it's not. That's not what the Oil Brothers is about.
This is what brothers do when you're down. We kick you. That's what
No,
happens,
you don't. No, you don't. That's not why we do this. But yes, you are right. It's Martin. I can't hear you, mate. You're on mute.
Tell us about your summer.
Well, it's been a bit turbulent, but it's not. There's a lot of fans saying this is the end of the project. It's not. There's a lot of fans saying we're in turmoil. Well, if we're in turmoil, we wouldn't have signed the players that we've signed as well. So yes, we've lost players, but we've also replaced them very, very quickly. So Chiore looks like a very, very good signing on left wing. Gordon went, he came in. We've also signed Bamba. Tonali went, Bamba comes in. And I like the look of Bamba. Very, very good. Probably what we need as well. He's more of a defensive midfielder, but he does get forward as well. I'm very happy with that signing. Stir is one for the future. I'm very impressed with what I've seen of him so far, but he needs to bulk up. He's going to have to get used to the Premier League physicality and the pace. I hope he does do that, but there's a risk involved with him. The keeper, Horny check, looks superb. Braga fans are absolutely devastated. We've triggered their release clause and signed him. And I've seen some of his clips and some of the saves he's pulled off are unbelievable. So that's a good signing. We've obviously bought the backup goalkeeper so we can finally get rid of Nick Pope. You know, it's not as bad as what people think it is. This happened to us 2011, I think it was. We lost Kevin Nolan, Andy Carroll, Barton, Joey Barton. I think there was another one who went as well. And then we signed Demba Ba, Hatton Ben Arthur, and then Papa Cisse in the January window. And we went on and got Europe. And everyone was tipping us for relegation that year. And that was under Alan Pardew. So that says a lot. Oh, we also bought Sissoko as well, didn't we? So
You're really comparing Newcastle now to Alan Pardew.
no, but
That's
he was
where
in
you're gonna
charge of
lose
that.
me.
No, but he was in charge of that rebuild at that time. So who's to say that this rebuild can't go down the same path potentially and put us into a 6th, 7th position in the Premier League?
You're being a bit disingenuous there with that.
I don't think
That's
I am.
like me
The window's not shut.
That's like me comparing now to when we had.
Well, it's not. Things happen in cycles, mate. Lightning strikes twice in football. We all know it does. Things happen. And there's a very good chance the way this is going, it's a new era. It's an exciting time. It's a reset, which could go either way. And I don't
think the project's over. I think your project's resetting.
It's pivoted.
I think it's resetting. Yeah. I think your fans have to readjust your expectations now.
100%.
Yeah.
I think the days of trying to win trophies, titles. The trouble is, I keep saying this.
They're not over. Trying to win the Carabao Cup and trying to win the FA Cup.
No. I don't mean that. I'm talking
titles.
Your owners, Ross Wilson, whoever else, we want to be number 1 by 2030. That's got to go out the window.
Hopkinson by
that's
2003. Stupid thing to say.
Yes.
Yeah. It was a stupid thing to say. And how many times have we said it on here? It was a stupid thing to say. And
I know that's what I'm saying.
That's going to happen. And it's definitely not going to happen now because we are pivoting as a football club. Now, I'll ask you this question I asked the guys last night on our transfer show. How many businesses set up, have a goal in mind, and just go straight to that goal in a straight line? How many businesses have done that? Do you reckon?
No, I see on that.
Do you know where I'm going with that?
So I know you're squiggly line. I 100% understand that.
Success goes left, right, and centre, and at the moment, we're moving.
You and Scotty understand it, but the trouble is the way your owners and the people have spoke out about your project. At the moment, I understand some Newcastle fans saying you've been sold a bill of goods. That is not right. That wasn't what was on the tin.
No. I think when the Saudis first came in, they had a project. They looked at the timeline. They set it out, as you do as a business. You set a timeline out with goals to hit. And I think the whole project was written before the rules came in. And then when the ATP rule came in, the same party transaction rule came in, that kind of threw them a bit because they thought, oh, hold on a minute, how are we going to be able to sustain it? And they tried. They tried their best to keep buying the best. But ultimately, in the end, we ran out of money. It's as simple as that. As a football club, we ran out of money. So
sorry, someone's trying to rev the petrol in their engine outside. I don't know what's going on.
But we can't hear it, so that's all right. So 4 windows without signing a player. We bought a player who ended up getting banned for a year, which wasn't exactly fantastic. He's obviously turned out to be a bit of a wrong-un going to Spurs. I mean, come on, who goes to Spurs to win trophies? I mean, no one does. He's gone there for the money, and he's gone there to London because his missus is basically wearing the trousers in that family. And Isak was the start of it, though, unfortunately. The way he conducted himself and the way he forced the move. We set our whole team up for him. And that threw our whole summer into chaos, which is why we had a bad season. And then looking back at it now, players down tools.
Yeah.
Other players who wanted to be at Newcastle were calling out other players behind the scenes that we didn't know about till now. And they wanted us not to finish in a European spot to make it easier to get a move. It's quite simple. We're seeing that now.
Does that
we've got to stay excited. You what? Sorry.
Does that include your captain or
no? If you look at Bruno's attitude, his determination on the pitch all the way through the season. I mean, he was out for 2.5 months, which killed us. But you could see him in his fit. And the last game of the season against Fulham, when he nearly got injured before the World Cup, you could see he was angry at what was going on. And the writing was on the wall at that point. But like I say, it's a new era now. We've got a young, hungry manager who wants to prove himself. You know, he knows how to win. I know it's not in the greatest leagues in the world, but you've still got to win. No one heard of Arsene Wenger before he went to Arsenal. He managed 2 clubs, one in Japan and in Monaco, and that was it. And then Arsenal, everyone's like, who's this guy? And he ends up pushing Fergie all the way and winning titles. So who's to say that this guy hasn't come to Newcastle and is trying to lay down a foundation for his managerial career? And if he gets a big move in, say, 2-3 years' time as a manager to a bigger club, it means Newcastle have done really well. So I'm staying positive, and I understand where the club is now, and I've accepted it. And I think what you say, Martin, is right. All the other fans online who say, got to get Champions League, we've got to be doing this, we've got to be doing that, they need to reset. They need to set the expectations for next season. Like my expectations right now, with the window shut, the way our squad is, 8 to 12. But if we lose Bruno, which it looks like we're going to be doing, we signed 4 players, which is the target. Depending on who the players are, I say we could finish 6th to 10th.
By the way, sorry, that's a load of garbage. That's already been denied.
Vinny
Jr.
There's
is not
no way he's going to Arsenal if they're getting Bruno.
Play again. I keep saying,
him.
please be careful who you're believing and reading online, guys.
Mm. Yeah, but there you go. That's my thought on it, Scotty.
I agree. Yeah, we've pivoted. I think we lose Bruno as it stands, 8 to 12. I'd be pretty happy with that. I don't think it's as bad as people are making out. I think the media outlets were easy target at the minute. You know,
we're always targeted, though, aren't we?
And it's ridiculous. I mean, if you turn on Sky Sports the other day, it was 2.5 hours of Newcastle, Arsenal, Newcastle shit, Newcastle's not this, Newcastle's not that, Arsenal's fantastic. And the big six are just going to keep on running this league until, you know, and that's the way it is. That's exactly how it is. We just are in the media minefield of shit at the minute. Bruno is probably going to go. Fair enough. You know, he's been a good servant. He's not a legend. I think he's ruined that, but he's done his fair bit. And we need to replace him. We've pivoted as a club. Yeah.
Two players that I really like the look of, especially Stiller, if we can get in.
That'll be a
That's what I think. I don't think you will. I think Stiller will want Champions League football.
Potentially. But can you imagine
that's why I think, because the problem is Stiller's not going to be much different than Reinders, mate, in price and wage.
Yeah, but he's younger.
Yeah.
I don't see you putting that money down.
I do, for someone who's 24, because in 2 years' time, Arsenal will come knocking on the door.
See, that's my issue. I think at the minute there are some players who won't touch Newcastle because of where you are. Not saying they won't come back to that, but right now, there's a reason you're going for the players you're going for and their ages and where they're from.
Well, yeah, we've got to target the German leagues, the French leagues, where the wages aren't.
I'm not saying that with disrespect, Baz or Scotty. I'm not. I'm saying it is in being a realist.
Yeah, but there's quality players in those leagues.
But Stiller is a quality player, but he's going to have bigger clubs. And this thing, you'll go for Stiller, and then it'll be he gets gazumped by somebody else, and you'll go with not. And that's, I don't think that keeps helping as well. That you keep getting gazumped.
We'll just have to wait and see. We're still
Tony, you already
announced it earlier,
Tony. My bad. But no, for me, and I'm just being all honest right now. This is my honest opinion. I think the highest Newcastle can finish is 12th. That's in my opinion.
So name the 11 clubs who are going to finish above us then.
The top 6.
That's a given because it's
It's
not a given though. Look at where Chelsea finished. Look where Spurs finished. Do you think Spurs and Chelsea are going to finish in the top 6 this year?
That's a given because the Premier League will make it that way, mate.
Yeah.
Well, they finished 17 years running.
Yeah.
I think Spurs. First of all, I think Spurs have a better midfield than you. I think Spurs have a better back line than you. So yes, I think Spurs finish ahead of you.
Yeah, just because they've got a better team on paper doesn't mean they're going to click straight away.
They've got a better manager, Alonso, and
no, De Zerbi. De Zerbi's a better manager.
De Zerbi's the Tottenham manager.
Yeah.
But okay, so I have that's top 6. I have Sunderland finish ahead of you.
Right, let's just stop right there. They've signed one player and they've got European football to deal with.
I think Sunderland.
Sunderland, they've signed one player, 36-year-old free transfer, that's it, and they've got European football with their small squad to deal with.
I think Sunderland
They
finished
are
ahead of you.
tipped to be the 4th team to get the
As he's
fourth.
winding you
Honestly,
up because he's
I
talking
think
shite now.
Everton.
They're
I think Everton
like
finished
4
ahead
to
of
1
you.
to go down. Everton.
I think
Jesus,
Everton.
they're
Mate, you're
in
close.
turmoil.
You're close, by the way, too. You're close to that number 2.
Listen. I know what he's doing. I can name you the teams that will finish above you.
Everton will finish ahead of you.
Arsenal, Aston Villa, Chelsea, obviously, City, United.
Why does everyone think Chelsea are just going to start banging it in?
Because I think they've got an absolute top manager.
They have got a good manager.
Alonso is a top manager, and because they've stopped doing this Kids FC, I think they're going to really move.
Do you not think they've already bought Henderson and Welbeck just for the English contingency, though?
No, I think they've done that because they're sick of playing with kids.
I
don't mean that in any way. So if anyone clips me up and says that, please, support the Samaritans. Thank you, Dash. Yeah, I honestly do. I think Brentford will finish higher.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest. Some of your signings, may look good, but they are gambles, and your manager is a gamble.
Well, of course they are. Doing
well in Saudi Arabia is not great.
So hold on a second. You've got Sunderland finishing above us, right?
I didn't say Sunderland.
I said Sunderland. Yes.
So what did Sunderland do in the summer that we haven't done? And what
I
makes you think
Sunderland. I think Sunderland has. They've been in with the manager they have, right? And the players they've.
A manager no one ever heard of.
I'm sorry, I can't be as miserable as you, Spicy Potatoes. When I'm as miserable as you know what? You need Spicer. You need to get the Samaritans link.
You need to get some creme fraiche.
You need to get the Samaritans link because you are never happy, Spicer. Never happy, man. I'm waiting for you to say one positive comment on a show. Any show. You go down City shows just being negative. I don't know.
There's people like that on everywhere who.
Hey, maybe I know you do. I know you disagree with me about Sunderland. We'll see.
No, I definitely disagree about Sunderland because I'm looking at it from a pure factual base. Last summer they spent 114 million on talent no one ever heard of, with a manager no one's ever really heard of, and they had a great season. But now they've got Europe to contend with as well. They've signed a 36-year-old right back as cover.
They're in the Conference League,
No, they're in Europe.
They're in Europe.
So
the Conference League is Europe. The Conference League is Europe, though.
No, they're not in the Conference League. They're in the Europa League.
Oh, Europa. Okay, that's different. I thought they were in conference. I thought they were in conference.
See, he hasn't even done his due diligence properly, and he's spouting all this rubbish.
No, I didn't think they were in Europa.
I've already done the announcement. I've done the announcement about Jack Gorn. I've done the Jack Gorn coming on in 2 weeks. I've already done that, Tone. You're way behind. Did that at the start of the show, Tone.
So yes, you should know your stuff, Ed, before you.
I still think the best you finish is 12th, man. I'm sorry. I cannot. I cannot look at your midfield and I cannot look at your attacking power and think you're going to get cracked up in that top 8 to 10 area. I just can't.
Power. We've got Visse, who's a proven Premier League goal scorer. We've got Voltamada,
who everybody was trying to sell.
I wasn't trying to sell him.
Everybody was trying to loan back to Dortmund and to Bundesliga.
I wasn't trying to loan him back. I want to see him played in his right position and see what we get out of him. Talking to the wrong person, Ed. What you read online is not always right. Jesus.
I've done the announcement. Jack Gorn is coming on in 2 weeks. Jesus. People need to start checking in at the start. Thank you, though, DC.
We fell asleep with your long intro. That's probably the problem.
Oh, yeah. Okay, then.
Apparently, according to Twitter, Jacob Murphy could be off to Everton. I mean, we did break that a few weeks ago. That was a potential.
Well, should we talk about Bruno? Looks like that's done dusted now.
We can talk about Bruno. Yeah, I'm very disappointed in him. I don't want to see his soppy message. He's ruined his legacy. He'll be classed. He's still going to be one of the greatest players I've ever seen play in the Newcastle shirt, but he's not a club legend.
Oh, so you're going to say we're doing with Rodra. Okay.
He's not a club legend. A club legend as a captain doesn't ask to leave when you need him the most.
Yeah.
And we really needed him. If we keep Bruno, we finish top 8. If we lose Bruno, depends who we replace him with. Everything's up in the air.
So wait. A player can think about his career?
He can think about his career if he wants to. Doesn't mean I want him to. So yeah, this is the difference. You know, the players can think about their career and do it. Doesn't mean the fans have to accept that or want that to happen. If Bruno wants to go to Arsenal and finish second and losing finals, then fair enough.
I'm just saying, like, there's more than that, right? There's the wages, right?
He's on a very good wage at Newcastle. He's our highest paid player. He won't be getting much more at Arsenal.
I think he's going to get 250, 260 at Arsenal.
He's already on about, I'm sure he's on 215, isn't he? Or 220 at Newcastle, 225 or something.
Something like that,
he's our highest paid player. What I find really funny, though, is that we've just literally nicked one of Arsenal's highest rated talents in the under-17 who's 16. Kieran Thompson's coming to Newcastle because he doesn't want to be at Arsenal. See, I'm thinking to the future, Ed. Out with the old, in with the new. And to be fair, you got to admit, what did we pay for Bruno? 40, 45?
Yeah, we'll probably double these.
You sold very well. You sold very well.
We've sold unbelievably well. We've doubled everyone's price.
Yeah.
Gordon doubled, Tonali doubled, Bruno doubled. That's how you get rid of SCR, gentlemen. You've got to buy.
Can I just say,
right,
are you going in a timeout for 5 minutes? We're not going to do that and start slanging off guests who are coming on the channel, mate. We're not doing that. I know you're trying to rage bait, but you've got what you wanted. You've had your 3 minutes of fame in 5. You can go and sit on the naughty step for 5 minutes. Think about the way you're writing, mate. Because you're not just pissing me off, you're pissing a lot of the chat off as well, mate.
Can't piss the chat off.
So, calm yourself down a little bit. Be respectful. Man, do you think City and Newcastle will do anything with Kevin Keegan if not the Club 1894? I don't know if there will be something planned, maybe a minute silence, something at the Bournemouth game. I don't know. I know there's something planned for Newcastle, Liverpool.
It's a huge.
I don't know what our plan is because he was with us for 5 years as well. It wasn't like he was with us for 2 minutes. It was 5 years at Manchester City. He was there a while, so he was a big component. He was a massive component of moving from Main Road to the City of Manchester Stadium as well. I think we were.
Put yourself on mute when you're having a Tommy tank, mate.
I think he was. If I've got this right, we were his second longest club, just behind Newcastle. I know he did two stints at Newcastle, but as a manager,
well, the second stint was only 4 months.
That's what I mean. I don't think there was a massive gap between yours and ours. I think yours was just more a connection because of the player and where his father was from and things like that. You see?
Oh, absolutely. He's well. Let's say we've all had our say on Kevin Keegan.
People forget that Keegan was a massive thing for Manchester City as well. That's why I was so surprised. There was only us did a lot on Keegan. Not a lot of people did a lot on Keegan in the City, and that's not a dig at anyone. It's just, mate. I don't know. There wasn't a big thing about Keegan at City. I don't know.
It's not just Keegan, the manager, or what clubs he was at. It was Keegan, the play for England as well, wasn't it? And he was technically the first English superstar. And he even said himself, I can't believe I'm the best average player to win 2 Ballon d'Ors. He was so humble. I met him twice, and
I met him once. I didn't speak to him. My dad did. I didn't speak to him. I just sat in the car. It was when I was younger. Teenager.
But they say don't meet your heroes, but Jesus Christ. I mean, if you read everything that you've read about Kevin Keegan, that is exactly what Kevin Keegan was like. He was just unbelievable, generous with his time. He was a one of one. Right. Everyone says 1 in a million and all that kind of rubbish. He was one of one.
Yeah.
Listen, it was some of the greatest football I ever watched at Manchester City under Keegan. It was so exciting.
Same for us at Newcastle, to be fair.
Brought in some amazing players as well that we had. Anelka, Berkovic. some of the greats. We brought Shamaik. We brought half the bloody England goalkeeping squad in. We went through Seaman, David James, went through bloody everyone who was there. Trevor Sinclair had a go. We went through the England squad under Keegan at that point. Stuart Pearce, they were all coming in. Right.
Do you get Pearce from Newcastle?
No, got him from West Ham.
You got to West Ham from us then?
Yeah, you saw him to West Ham.
Yeah, because we had him for a short stint. Everyone forgets that as well. We had Stuart Pearce and John Barnes.
Yeah, John Barnes.
Yeah.
That was when you were at Dad's Armies, as you were nicknamed.
Yeah, Douglas was the man who tore the Keegan.
That was proper unks. That was proper unks. That wasn't it? You had up there.
Now that was a backlash. And then
Johnny Barnes, Ian Rush,
and you had Graham Souness coming in.
You just brought in, and then you brought in Mark Lawrenson as a defensive coach. Do you know the funny thing is? See, I know more about Newcastle than I have the Newcastle fan base. The sad thing is about this is that you were just trying to bring in the Liverpool 70s lot, 70s and 80s lot to come in and have
that was Dalglish doing that, not us. Terrible.
Yeah, but I always remember Mark Lawrenson. He got brought in. You know why he got brought in? Because when he was doing his punditry, he slagged off the Newcastle defence majorly. Said they were shit, really bad, didn't know what they were doing. And so Keegan went, all right then, you come and sort it out then, pal.
Yeah.
Good evening from Kenya, mate. Hope you are well. Right, let's get to the City stuff. You're talking about your fan base having a fucking meltdown. Well, it's not so much easier at the top either, boys, because our fan base has gone into a fucking shit show. Some of, before Tone messages me and says, stop saying all, stop saying everybody. Right. Manchester City, Maresca is here. And everyone's going crazy because we're not signing Elisa, we're not buying Kvaratskhelia, we're not buying Vinny Jr., we're not buying anybody. And then everyone's coming to the Pedro Neto news on the same day that Mateo Kovacic has been announced he's going to stay, and that Tijani Reinders could be leaving, and everyone's got into batshit craziness because Pedro Neto. Now, I will give you the Neto. I will come to it in a minute. Pedro Neto has gone mad with everyone because everyone's going, we are not going to pay £80 million. The Pedro Neto deal only happens if City get what the price they want, and the price they want is around 60. If it goes to 70 and 80, City ain't going to pay it. So we move on. It will depend on price. But this thing of hashtag
injury record, hasn't he?
Hashtag Enzo out and all this other stuff is, I keep saying it. Who are people expecting us to go and buy? Because the right winger market is dead. And then I hear, go and get Ryan McAdoo. Ryan McAdoo has never played first team football other than an FA Cup game, 2 of them in his whole career. And you were telling me about standards and you're chucking that at me. I need things to make sense to me, because unless we buy superstars, everyone's chucking the toys out the pram. Ed, what's going on?
Ed's not happy because it's not a superstar.
No. I think we talked about this before. I think everybody are getting caught up with the names. I think people are not sold on Semenyo being our out-and-out starting right winger for whatever reason, even though he has the output. Yeah, that's our fan base, Bass.
Didn't he have a great 6 months?
That's our fan base.
Wow.
Yeah, Semenyo shit.
Just bring him up the road. We'll take him.
Yeah, exactly.
We could send Murphy their way.
Yeah, every team in the Premier League wanted Semenyo, and he's not good enough to start for us. This is what I'm saying. Some fans, and I will use the word some, have become very too used to winning week in, week out.
And then, people forget Neto can play both wings, side wings, too. He can play on the left and he can play on the right. So he does give you that adaptability. I think he's a solid backup for the wingers that we do have. If we need to rotate in a cup game or things like that, he knows Maresca's system. He has a really good work rate. So I'll be happy with him as the backup winger.
The only thing with him is his injuries. He's a hamstring away from.
Well, that's the thing, Baz. At Chelsea, the last couple seasons, he hasn't had that many injuries, and I don't think he would be playing that many games to be acceptable to those nagging injuries for us.
But would he accept that as a player though? Because he pretty much guaranteed the start at Chelsea, isn't he?
No, because they got Estavo.
Oh yeah, he's come through very well, hasn't he?
Estavo,
He's a
then they just
young
got
talent,
the winger from Sporting,
right?
Quinte.
Look,
I mean,
by the way,
Neto's got a
this is
lot
now-
of pace.
look, hashtag no to Neto.
Jesus.
So
Then
there's
we go,
competition
look,
for
number
his spot over there.
26, bye-bye. Do you see what I mean? I don't know what anybody wants anymore. They don't want Sereno. They don't want Neto. Who do they want? No one then gives you names.
No, they never do.
Welcome
Let
to
me,
our
throw,
world.
let me throw a name out there. Would you guys, Martin, would you like Sarr from Palace?
No,
He's a good
because
player.
he's shit. He's no better than Neto.
Yeah.
No, he's no better than Neto. I'm not saying Neto's the guy I want. I'm not saying he's my number one, but I don't get people not understanding there is no one out there. Who did he want? Diamandi can't come to England because of his agency issue.
Why? What have they done with that?
Because he signed for Rock Nation, and
Right.
there's something about rights within the UK.
Oh, okay.
So if it goes
I've
to
heard
the
of
UK, he's going to lose his rights within the UK.
Okay.
So this is why Diamandi can't come to the UK.
Darsh, we've been linked to 3 or 4 Chelsea players. We haven't gotten 3 or 4 Chelsea players. We have to stop doing this.
And by the way, I
Come
don't
on.
blame the manager going back to his old club having a look.
Well, yeah, because he's seen the players firsthand in training, what they're capable of and what they do. So why wouldn't he?
Big up, mate. Take care. Have a good week. Hope you feel better.
Apparently, MJ is doing the same thing. He likes the
Yeah.
players that he tried to sign for El Halle, and he wants Newcastle to do the same sort of thing. So there's nothing wrong with that. You want to trust who you know, don't you?
Especially when you're new in the door.
All
Wouldn't you
managers
want
do
a
that.
manager? Wouldn't you
All
want a
managers.
manager to buy who he wants to suit his style?
Yes.
What
But you would
about-
you would also think the DOF would be buying players to suit his system, wouldn't you? You would think that the whole
Well,
idea
yeah.
of bringing the manager in we brought in is because Ross Wilson believes he's the right man with the players that he thinks he can attract to the club and bring in and then get the best out of them. And that's what you want. So Maresca has his way of playing, doesn't he? It's going to be different to Pep.
Yeah.
So you would hope that Viana is doing the work and scouting players that are going to fit, your new manager's system. Which is going to be very interesting.
Now we're doing keep Savio stuff. So we've slagged Savio off for 2 years.
Yeah, the amount of grief he got was crazy.
And now apparently we want to reverse that and keep him. It don't work like that, guys. You can't abuse a player for 2 years and then go, can you stay, mate? This is what I mean. People call me happy clappy. I'm not. Maybe if some people, and I won't use all because 90% of City fans are amazing, but the 10% act like spoilt children and then turn around. They want to abuse players, call them by their name, and then turn around and go, yeah, keep him.
And then tag them in on posts and DM them on all
And I
social
just said
media
90%. I didn't say everyone. 90% of City fans are bang on the money and they know. But it's how it is. People are scared of not winning anymore.
It's going to get harder.
But I don't think it is hypocrisy, Dash. That's the way managers rule. Name me a manager who didn't go back and buy former players, and we're talking 1 or 2. See, this is the other thing people are doing. He wants every player out of Chelsea. No, he don't.
He wants it 1 or 2.
He wants
Let's
1 or
face
2.
it, Chelsea have got frigging loads. And they're willing to do business at the moment. So why wouldn't he have a look at them? I mean, 70 million does seem quite a lot for someone who has his injury record.
Mm-hmm.
But he's got great pace. He would suit your style. I've got a feeling you guys are going to use Haaland more as a target man this year and have pace running off him.
Well, the other thing people got to remember is Dockham and Semenyo are our number one wingers.
I don't understand the hate for Semenyo, to be honest with you. I think it's quality.
Should have gotten Rodrigo. Rodrigo scored 1 goal in about a year, and you know he's coming off an ACL or whatever it is.
Rodrigo, who plays for Real Madrid.
Real Madrid. Again, that's just names. People, you're giving me a name. You haven't looked at his stats or the way he's played. You're giving me a name because he's a name.
Would you take
Mahrez is a free agent. What would you...
What the player you sold?
So we're going to bring in a 36-year-old, 37-year-old. How old he is?
What about the one we're interested in?
This is a great point. No one's buying in Europe. Bayern Munich have bought 2 players, squad players, and then turned around and said, we're done. We're not buying anyone. The market's fucked.
Yeah.
Bayern Munich have told their fans, we're done. Nobody in the Premier League is buying. Tottenham have bought because they were in a mess. You're buying because you've lost so many players. Other than that, Liverpool have done nothing. Not a thing. Liverpool, one defender they brought in, and the backup winger they bought for you. They bought a backup winger. Arsenal have bought, no, they're about to buy Bruno and they bought a winger. That's it. We bought Elliot Anderson. City have bought more players than most people have in the Premier League. I'm trying to make the math at the moment.
Look, the simple fact is football is imploding on itself at the moment in the transfer market.
Absolutely.
Right. There's a lot of, right, we'll go back to the SCR thing. You're allowed to lose 105 million in 3 years. That was the first time PSR was brought in 2014. Since then, every single player's wages have gone up. Transfer fees have gone up, but the 105 has stayed the same. Where's the inflation rate? Where's moving that up to be a bit more, for me, be more realistic for other clubs to try and buy players and stretch it a little bit? You know, with everything in this world, inflation always affects it, so you've got to move it. But SCR has never moved. It's always been 105 million over 3 years. And that's why clubs are struggling now, because the agent fees, the prices, the wages, everything is far too high now for teams to go out and spend a lot of money in one window. And you've got to be clever.
Well, it's like everyone said about Donnarumma. Well, Manesca said he wanted Donnarumma. I don't... Why are fans trying to dictate transfer windows? And it probably happens with you. Is this just a social media thing now?
Yeah.
Are we just in that area where
everyone's got their opinion, and they think that, well, we're not paying that price. It's like, well, the club will pay that price if they want that player. It's got nothing to do with it. It's not our money.
Yeah.
It's not a democracy. When did football clubs become a democracy?
Never.
As a season older, they don't send me anything out with right, who you want to buy.
Yeah.
I don't get a say.
You really want to listen to what you've got to say. Like, no, you don't.
They don't give a shit what I say. They don't give a shit what LB says. They don't give a shit what Steve. I don't mean that in an offensive way. They don't. The Newcastle guys are not listening to Baz and Loaded Mag and all them and going, yeah, Pete and Baz said that. So yeah, let's go and get that player.
I mean, they should listen to us a little bit more.
I don't get what. Again, I'd rather people to be honest. They're scared of not winning, and I hear that. I 100% hear that. But they're not buying Neto or wanting Neto as a first team regular. He's not a first team regular at Chelsea. Right, but Ash, you can give propositions, totally agree. But it's the meltdowns that are going too far, Ash. There is a hashtag Enzo out, hashtag Viana out going around. Do you think that helps the players and the football club?
This is what
everyone
I said.
Everyone is over the moon with Maresca. They love Maresca at the moment.
There you go. This is what I said about our fan base. Like everyone was like tagging in Bruno and things and slagging him off and that. I said, well, what was his stays? You just made yourself look like a right tit. No player or anyone deserves to have abuse thrown at them online. It just makes you look like a sad fan base. And it is the online lot.
What about Gundo? I was going to say that Yusuf too spicy, but I didn't want to. He did bring back Gundo.
But see, the difference between Gundo and Moretz, even though I didn't want Gundo to come back, he was coming off a good year at Barcelona. Right? We're not talking about a guy who's been in Saudi for 2-3 years and is a free agent. Come on, guys.
And at that age, it's not what
I'm not saying, by the way, like you said, you said we need experience to go and get Mahrez. I know you're being sarcastic with that, but that's A to Z, as I call it. That's going from experience in 26, 27, go and get a 36-year-old. That's, you know, I just,
Chelsea.
for some reason, supporting your club, and maybe I am an happy clapper. I'm fine with being an happy clapper, but as football, as supporting your club, stop being enjoyable unless you win. Maybe I'm 1% in here, but is supporting your club and backing your club only do that if you win.
I do not think we kind of nailed that right at the very start of the show when you were saying that everything was over at Newcastle.
No, but this is what I said.
And we were trying to stay positive. We were trying to stay positive. We don't know what's going to happen to us, but we're there to back our new manager and there to back the team because that's what we do. We've done it our whole life.
Yeah.
Just saying, Ed.
No, first of all, I just want to say for the, you know, I don't. There's difference.
We support you evermore.
There you go, Crash. Come back.
There's difference between not agreeing with something than saying get out, right? I think that's two different sides of a pendulum, right?
There is, and there's a lot of people that take it too far, though, isn't there?
Yeah. So I think you can say, you know what? I don't know how this is going to go. It doesn't look good right now, but I'm still going to support the team. I think you can say that. I don't think it's a good look when you're saying, well, this is shit. I don't agree with it. We need to win. Get out. I think that's totally different.
I mean, I've seen fans on our fan base, and I literally called them out straight away. Didn't get a cup final ticket. I'm not going to watch it now. It's pointless. So hold on a minute. Yeah, it's not nice not getting a cup final ticket, but there's loads of other people in that boat. But who gives a crap? You want to win it, and we want to be there. You know, that's just saying to me that you're only going to support the team if you're going to be there and you're the one who's going to be chosen. I couldn't believe it.
And this is, people say to me, Baz, why do I do this match going fans part? I don't do it to be a dick, but match going fans don't do this. What's going on? No, we're not sat there going Maresca out, Enzo out, Viana out. We're not doing that.
No, then there was the Eddie Howe stuff that you all talked about.
Yeah, I'm not
online. Everyone's saying Eddie Howe wants out, and the fans in the ground never wanted that to happen. And
the minute Maresca walks out, the minute Maresca walks out at the Principality Stadium at the Community Shield, we will back him 100% and all the players in blue. But that now makes you a happy clapper.
Yeah, well, as we got that all the time.
I supposed to go out? Am I supposed to go 3.5 hours to Cardiff to boo the players and boo the fans and boo everything else? Is that what I'm supposed to do?
Yes.
Yes. Because social media tells you should.
Then I'm a shit fan. That's like saying the first argument in your relationship, you walk out.
Yeah,
of course it is.
Did we not think things were going to be harder after Pep?
No, I think we had those conversations, but you had a lot of people out there that surprised us and saying we would, it would be better. People thought that it was getting old, it was getting, outdated, the style of play we had. We needed something fresh. But this is what happens, right? A lot of fans have a certain manager in mind, right? Without thinking about what the club is looking for. The metrics the club is using is all about what they want. So There were some fans. Martin, you know that said Pep out. But now that we're here, everybody's saying Enzo out. So I don't know what we do. You can't run a business like this, guys.
Ash nails it on the head, right? What did I get called, Scott?
Oh, an E fan.
An E fan?
He's an E fan, so he's not allowed an opinion now. Rather than E fan.
No, but that's but this is the thing I get. You're an happy clapper, you'll accept anything. Fans like you need to leave. And then when I say you're a glory hunter, you can't call me that. You're policing the fan base. You're policing the fan base while they're telling me to fuck off.
Yep.
What's the bet?
But they're not policing the fan base and policing how the club should act. Because they don't see the hypocrisy in what they're saying back.
What's the bet, Baz, right? Saturday, right? MJ in his first game possibly gets beat, and then you see the MJ out.
It'll happen.
You can just see it straight away. He's not good enough. Piff need to fuck off. And social media trend now is just ridiculous. It needs to fuck off. I hate social media.
We keep supporting, but we have ambitions. That's fine. So like Ez just said, Herbal, it's okay. So you know what? Not sure about this. But to go on the meltdown people are saying and the language people are using, Herbal, is way over the top. There is now there is more of a split in this fan base than there ever has been. And then I get called policing. Well, I'm allowed to support how I want to support. You support how you want to support. But if you start calling me names and start calling me a main road wanker, I'm going to give it you back now. And if you don't like it, kiss my big blue ass, as I keep telling everyone. If you can't take it, don't give it. And that's not at you, Herbal. That's in general. That's not at you, Herbal, by the way. I just think some of the things people say to each other now is disgusting. We've not even had one game yet. We're going crazy.
Yeah.
Half of these fans wanted Pep out last season. Because you haven't got Luis Enrique, and you haven't got Elisa, and you haven't got Kvaratskhelia, and you haven't got Musiala, because that's what you thought was going to happen. You thought Pep was coming out, Luis Enrique was going in, and we were going to get superstar players. Well, you don't know how Manchester City is run. Because we've never done that, and that is under the management, the ownership, not the managers or the chief execs. That comes from Khaldoon and above.
Awesome.
Yeah, but it was the same with us though as well. Like everybody wanted Eddie Howe out. Then Eddie Howe left, and all the Eddie Howes were like, "Shit, they've gone quiet." And then everybody Eddie Howe in got on the wagon of right. We've pivoted as a club. We've got a new guy in. Let's get behind him.
Right. Well, I'll say to you, John, you are in the minority there, mate. And I go home and away. You're in the minority there.
Trust the process. Heard that a lot.
And I'm not saying trust the process either. I'm not coming out with the Arsenal spiel. What I'm trying to say is people are guessing what we're paying for players.
Yeah, exactly. You haven't actually seen what's happening on paper yet, but it's like, we're not paying that. It's like, hold on a minute, you're not paying it. The club's paying it, and they think it's a good deal.
I want Ryan McAdoo over Pedro Neto. If you think Ryan McAdoo is a better player than Pedro Neto, then I've got a bag of beans to sell you. Seriously.
You can't say things like that about your fans.
No, seriously.
You're an E fan.
You're an E fan.
Yeah, shut up. You're an E fan.
No, he's just an unk. He's just an unk, man. He's stuck in his own ways.
I'm an unk. If it wasn't for fans like me, you wouldn't have a fucking club right now to support. Remember that one as well.
That is a good one.
Because I should have let you go bust 30 years ago when they were begging us to put money in buckets. Should have let you go bust. Then you wouldn't have had a Manchester
those days.
Martin, let's talk about Reinders, man. I don't want you to get too worked up here. Let's talk about Reinders.
I am getting worked up now, yeah.
Hold on a minute. They don't remember the days of being humped off Middlesbrough 8-0 on the final day of the season, do they?
Yeah, DC's got a point. There's some in this
That's a wind up.
They have to find out what being a real pain and real fans are.
Agreed with that one.
They've
Some
never seen
people
it.
have had this too good for too long, and you're about to hit a reality check. Are you City till we die or City till we stop winning? Choose a side. I'm all for it. If you want to stay on the train and
That's
enjoy,
a slogan and a half.
enjoy.
Yeah.
Get that on a banner.
Yeah. I like that.
I like
No,
that.
but it's true though, isn't it? Are you City till we die or City till we stop winning? Choose. Get on the train or get off the train. Choose.
We had a similar slogan, remember? We don't demand a team that wins, we demand a team that tries. And when when a little bit of success came our way, that just went out the window.
It just went out the window. And that was after one trophy.
I was after one, after 70 years. We now demand everything.
Yeah.
Like, enjoy the journey. Is what you always told me.
Nunes, perfect example. Nobody liked Nunes. Now he was amazing last season. And like I said, we're not asking you to be happy about players. We're asking you to not abuse. There's a difference.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't boo them. Don't do this.
There's a difference of having a go of a player online and having your opinion, and then there's the having a go at the player, tagging them in and calling them worse for shit.
Yeah. At the end of the day, our main wingers will be Semenyo and Doku. Because unfortunately, the wingers some people want are not available. Croupier is injured for 4 months. They would have had Croupier if they could. He's injured for 4 months. What do we do? Big up, Queener. Go
back to that one. Go back to that one. That's one of the most sensible things I've heard all night. Thank you.
Yeah, but she's an Eve fan.
All right, whatever. Piss off.
You need all the support you can get. Mate.
Johnny Reinders. Yeah, that is true. Nottingham Forest are interested, as well as
Fulham, Anderson, then I take it.
Fulham, Newcastle, yes.
We won't sign him. If you've noticed one thing, and I've noticed it quite a lot, if a player is in the news, we're not signing them.
Yeah.
Our players have come out of the blue this summer.
Yeah.
And the only people who have got our players right in the media are where they've come from country-wise. Like the reporters in Braga and in their countries. There's nobody locally, including that Fabrizio piece of crap, have got any of our targets right.
I'll just say this to you, Dom. No, I disagree with you. You're choosing to pay that money to support Manchester City. When you go into a film, when you buy a ticket for a film, you don't guarantee it's going to be a blockbuster, do you, mate?
Jimmy Carr said this the best. Someone asked for a refund, and he said, with respect, no refunds. I'm like Evel Knievel. I'm here for the attempt, not the success.
Yeah.
Dom Royal, I don't know how old you are. No, you might be. When you paid your money, if you paid your money for a season ticket in the early 2000s under Stuart Pearce, because I won't go back to the 90s, did you ask for your money back when we didn't score a goal at the City of Manchester Stadium for about 8 months?
Hey man, when you go to the restaurant, sometimes you get shit food, man.
Yeah.
This is.
I don't get this. I paid 1,000, so I demand competent signings. I disagree with that 1,000% because you choose to pay that money. You don't pay the money guaranteed on signings coming in the door. That's the bit I do disagree with. I paid my money in Division 2 to go and watch Macclesfield and Bury and Bristol Rovers. I didn't ask for my money back. Get my money back. Why? Because I think of shit. I go because I love Manchester City. Do you think I'm travelling 3.5 hours to Cardiff to watch a friendly because I fancy it? Do you think Pat has travelled 5 hours, 6 hours on a flight to Hong Kong because he just fancied it? Or is he going because he loves it? Do you think I gave up half my holiday last year, 2 years ago, to go and watch City in a pre-season friendly in America because I just fancied it?
You planned that.
I did plan it, but fuck off. And I'm planning it again next year.
There we go. It's all coming out now. He's an E fan.
But Martin, I know we talked about this before. Would you be happy with the self-grinders? I know you said, we should give
If you
players
get your money back,
year.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know you had some hesitancy on selling players after a year, and so.
Listen, this is why I don't worry about Pedro Neto so much. I do think if Pedro Neto doesn't work, the club will sell him on. I heard LB say earlier, and I'm worried about that. No, because Savinho's been here 2 years. They're looking at selling him.
Mm-hmm.
They are looking at. I don't think we're in a world of if you've been here, we can't sell you on.
Is he going to Spurs, Savinho, or not?
So the club should just spend their money to give us pain.
Question: Savinho, is he going to Spurs?
No, not yet. We're miles apart in valuation. No, I disagree with that as well, Ryan, because you don't get a say. They're not trying to give you pain. They're trying to do what they think. And
you pay your season ticket to have 90 minutes, whichever day it ends up being on, to go and watch your team play football. You're there for the attempt. It's as simple as that. That's all.
But Martin, if Savinho is him and his agent saying Tottenham or nothing, because he clearly come out and say he doesn't. The agent has clearly come out and say he wants to move.
Yes, I think it may be Tottenham or nothing, unless another club comes in. At the moment, Tottenham are not willing to. We're nowhere near valuations. Pete, see, the thing is, people hear 60 million. What they don't hear is that 60 million total, or 30 million up front, or 40 million up front, and 20 in add-ons. Yeah. They don't hear any of that. We don't know what that deal is. Mm-hmm. It could be Savinho's 30, 40 million quid and 20 million in add-ons. Well, that's shit for Sarah, because then it's only a 40 million pound deal. Mm. You've got to be careful on the wording. At the moment, City are not happy with what Spurs are offering. And that's why Fabrizio keeps saying it. We're nowhere near a fee agreed.
Mm. I bet your Spurs are trying to put in if we win the Champions League clause.
I bet you Tonali's got bets on that.
Listen, John, that's fine then. You're not happy with Neto, that's fine. Like we said, it's the abuse part and the I pay my ticket for guaranteed. You don't. You don't pay your ticket for anything guaranteed. Ring City up. They'll give you your money back. Trust me, they'll give you your money back. Else. There is a waiting list at Manchester City to get tickets. There is a waiting list. If you are not happy with the produce you have been given, ring them up, cancel your season ticket. They will sell it on somebody else. That is my only advice to you. Because if you're not going to be happy, because I know for a fact you start booing players in that stadium, you will get things said to you. I've seen it happen with people around me. Someone did it and they got told to fuck off. We don't do that here, was the exact response.
That's how it should be.
The only player I've ever seen it happen with, like recently, was Savinho. Is where they booed Savinho. The only one I saw. Mm-hmm. So, Arsenal fan, yeah, you know exactly why you're here, mate. You've seen the Newcastle bit, and you come in for a laugh. Right. So, what is the expectation to City so far?
You mean season wise, signing wise,
anywise?
For me, the expectation is to not drop lower than, from what I've seen from other teams this summer, don't drop below where you finished last season. For me, that would be my expectation. And I know some people think Maresca is a good cup manager as well. If he can get us maybe one stage further in the Champions League, I think that's progression.
Okay.
But I know that's depending on matchup. But yeah, that's where I am.
I personally think this will be a transition season. What are you two thinking from the outside of City?
Wait, more. What does that mean, a transition season? What does that mean? What is that?
I think we'll challenge for the title for so long, and then I think we'll come short and we'll finish in the top 2 or 3.
Okay.
I mean, Ed did say
League.
Sunderland was finishing above Newcastle, so I mean,
I don't think you're winning the Champions League.
no.
Mate, there's a good possibility you guys are 16th, 15th, 14th. Come on, guys. Let's be honest here. I know we're trying to be positive, but that is a possibility with a new manager.
There's a possibility that you could finish 5th, 6th, 7th from being a new manager.
Not with the squad we have, no.
Here we go.
But I'm just saying, come on, guys. Let's not do. Come on.
Right. So So Sunderland came up last year with an unknown manager with loads of new signings and got Europe. So who's to say Newcastle won't do the same?
It's got a point on that, yeah.
Or better.
Which we've already said.
I know this might.
It's gone quiet over there.
No. See, Sutherland doing that doesn't happen every season, does it? A team coming up and doing quite often, so you can't say we can replicate that. That's all I'm saying. You can't say that you can replicate that.
It could be it.
Yeah.
It doesn't like positivity on fan base.
No. I'm saying you can hope for it, but I'm saying you're talking in a way like, yeah, we're definitely going to do it. There's no.
No, we're not. We said worst way to the window shuts. If we get the 4 players that we want and they're good players, we could finish between 6th and 10th. If we don't get the good players that we want and Bruno goes, which looks like he is, we're going to finish 8th to 12th. That's what we've said, Ed. But you haven't known any notes.
No, wait, so I can hold you to that though. So I can hold you to 8 to 12.
You can, yeah. If we don't get the players that we want.
5,000 miles to travel from the US to come and watch an open training session. It wasn't even a game.
That's fan base. That's
being a fan.
Yeah.
Exactly. Not like Ed, who doesn't bother.
You shouldn't see Ed in America. We've only drawn to Barcelona. Fuck off. Get out, Pep. No, he wasn't there.
Yes, he was. Clip it.
Hey, all I can say in 2027, I will have a ticket booked to Manchester. That's all I'm saying on the channel. I'm saying that right now.
And I've always told you I'll take you out around Manchester. We'll have a good night.
2027, a ticket will be booked for Manchester.
Hang on, I'm coming to yours 2027.
Yeah, we see each other twice. We'll see each other twice.
All right, so we're going to crisscross each other.
You're going to crisscross. You're going to sword fight.
Whoa! Let's not entertain that.
You stayed at my house, or am I staying at yours?
Here we go.
Are you heads or tails? Might you would.
Now we've entered the E-fan of it all.
Martin, are you worried about Viana signings? No. Neto isn't my first choice, but I think Boadic is going to be a great signing if we can get it over the line, which I think we will. No couple of asthma. I think Anderson is a quality signing. I think Neto is a good rotational winger. Do I think there's better out there? Potentially. But I don't think we'll pay the money that you want me honest opinion, don't think Neto fully happens because I think Chelsea will price him out. I think Chelsea will price him out of what we want to pay.
Do you really need him though? Is it just backup? That's all you're looking for?
Yes. Right. His first choice wingers are Jeremy Doku and Antoine Semenyo.
Quality.
Absolutely.
I don't see the big. People are looking at Neto as a bigger thing than what it is. We're trying to build a squad.
Here's a shot in the dark for you: is if you need a backup winger potentially, and you're probably going to laugh at me, but I actually think he's a quality player. Cody Gakpo at Liverpool. You want out of there?
Gakpo,
I think he's a quality player.
All right, we'll chat. Do you think Gakpo's a shout?
I think he's a quality player. I think he's very underrated at Liverpool.
That's also true. Then.
What is happening with Calvin Phillips? Is he going
He's going on loan. I think we're going to end up loaning him all over the place.
Ipswich?
Sheffield United or one of the Sheffield clubs.
All right.
See, people have said they'd rather. Someone's already said they'd rather have Neto than Gakpo. Are they? What's the inside that they are? They are happy with Viana and they're happy with Maresca. There is a really good feeling in the club at the moment. Caldoon's very happy with it all.
See, that's what's needed. It's not just always about having superstars on the pitch. It's having a harmony within the dressing room and within the squad as well. And that can take you further than what talent can do sometimes.
Do you know what? I agree with this. I think the Vinny Jr. to Arsenal stories riled everything up as well.
I think it's just a stupid story.
I think that's really riled people up. Because what they're saying is, because what we're getting now is you're getting Arsenal have been linked with Vinny Jr. Why aren't we being linked with Vinny Jr.? And then they're having to go at the board or someone because Jack Gorn or Simon Bajowski or one of our local journalists have not reported us to.
What time do you call
Vinny
this?
Jr.
3:25 a.m. here, mate.
It's been an hour and 25 minutes. The show's on. You come right at the frigging end of it.
It's 3:30 in the morning. I didn't want to get up at 2 a.m. as much as I love you.
Right, Dom, I appreciate that. That's why I asked the question. Caldoon demands excellence. Caldoon's signing off on all these, mate. You can say Caldoon's demanding excellence. Caldoon's happy enough with these signings.
So why aren't you?
If Pedro Neto comes, Caldoon has signed off on it. But that wasn't your comment. You said, I pay £1,000 for my season ticket. What would you expect me to want? Or something along those lines. And again, when you pay your money for your season ticket, you don't expect anything. You go to support the club. Like I've said, there are 20, 30, 40,000 people on a season ticket list. I think there's more, actually. There's about 100,000, but I'll get told I'm lying.
1 billion.
I'll get told I'm lying, so.
There's 50,000 on the Newcastle one.
There is.
I looked at that. I looked that up the other day.
Yeah, that's coming down by 30,000 once this new manager gets installed and everyone leaves.
I did say that, to be fair.
Ours is coming down by 60,000 once Neto comes in. Big up, Foggy, my legend. And by the way, I wanted to leave this for you. I was gifted 10 channel memberships. Foggy, you're a legend. I want to speak with you, Foggy, because I know you're not good at this, but I want to have a chat with you because if we can, I want to try and get you on a show. Only if you can, because I know you've got your own personal issues at the minute. And I respect that. I've got some old programs that I think, or even because we do speak, and I can come around to your house and I'll show you these old programs,
Jazz
mate.
Max.
Because they're really
he means Jazz Max.
So big up Foggy and say thank you to Foggy in the chat if you have been gifted a.
So I know you probably spoke about this earlier, like guys, but I mean, what's this kind of period been like for you the last 2 weeks?
Shit.
Give me hope.
Smashing.
Smashing. No, I mean, you know my theory that hope is the currency of every fan. We arrive at the turnstile at the beginning of every season with pockets full of hope, and we did that in Division fucking 0. We arrived with hope that we'd get out of that. We arrived with hope that we'd get out of Division 2. We arrived with hope that we wouldn't go bankrupt because of Peter Swales this season. So where are you getting your hope from now?
It's a new era.
Right.
Yeah. New era, young lads, young manager. Yeah.
Yeah, there was no edge to that question. I'm, I got a lot of love for Newcastle, a lot of love for Newcastle fans. So there was no snide part to that.
No, I get that.
No.
Well, the answer is it's a new era, it's a new hope. Why not? Got to get behind them.
Yeah.
I'm not going to turn up and go, oh, this isn't what I was expecting. We've got to be excited about the rebuild and how it's going to work and see what happens. And the rebuild, if it goes really well, will get destroyed in about 2, 3, 4 years' time when they're all sold off for massive amounts of money, and we'll start again. And then eventually, one day, we might be able to compete. That's if the top 6 will allow us to, to spend money.
Top 4, please. Don't put us in.
As
long as 115 is allowed and ongoing, you can't ever put us in that bracket of clubs.
I can, because I don't think it you're not protected by the Premier League personally as a club.
I've got a bold fit with you two about this in a minute. I'm saving it till the end.
The club, right? The Premier League are trying to protect their brand, and they see the teams that are at the top, the 6, are best to be at the top because of their fan base they've got worldwide. It gets more eyes on their brand. So
that's
all
not
the Premier League
that's you. That's you with the fan base and so on.
No, it's not. It's the Premier League protecting it because you were allowed to spend what you want when you got the chance. Now, the Premier League didn't want another Leicester City. They've even said it publicly. They don't want another Leicester City because that destroys their brand, apparently. And they didn't want another Manchester City, Newcastle, spending what they want to run away with things or try and run away with things and to break into that top bracket because they've already got 6 teams that are already bringing in the big money and the eyes from around the world. And that is what the Premier League have done, and they've done it successfully.
I've made 2 videos about Simon Jordan in my You Have My Attention series. Okay. And in one of them, it was when the APT challenge came, when we took on the Premier League. And we said to the Premier League, these are your club rules, but we believe that they're illegal by the law of the land, the actual law, not your private club rules. Okay. And I likened it to the fact that a golf club is perfectly free to have its members vote that we don't allow black people in our golf club. The members can vote for that. They can have it in their rules. You take that outside of the club and put it to a court and say, is this legal by the laws of your country? The court will say no. That's basically what happened with the APT. Simon Jordan let something slip in one of his rants because eventually when he understood it and he wasn't looking for a reaction, he actually took City's side. But the first time he did it, he was reflecting what everybody else was doing. How dare you? And he referred to our owners as boys. And I think that gave away, and I focused on it. I actually played him saying it on the video. And I think that gave away a lot about everyone's resistance to Man City and Newcastle. What they don't want is Arab owners. I think that there is a heavy weighting of bigotry behind this. They saw what happened to their precious, because they all play golf. They saw what happened to their precious special sport of golf, with live golf, and they don't like that. They don't like what's happened with boxing. So I don't think your theory about the 6, I don't quite get. What I do get is bigotry, and what I do see is bigotry. And if Qatar came in and bought a club, it would happen to them too, regardless of the club that they bought, unless it was Arsenal, Liverpool, or Man United. 2 of those clubs, by the way, handpicked Richard Masters.
Yes, they
Facts. Facts. They picked him. They had a vetting of the shortlist.
But there is a big contingency of clubs in the Premier League owned by Americans. And they want to try and get the 14, 15 clubs owned by Americans so they kind of can run it their way because they can get the 15 votes just by sticking together.
Correct. So who's the real enemy? Arab owners or American owners?
American owners. Well.
Who are the real threats to the game?
These are twats.
Yeah. But their PR has been so good, particularly against City. They've used us as a piñata, and it is the American owners. There's no coincidence that when a lot like the Times reporting, here's a classic one. The Times reporting will do a 115 story, usually Ziegler or someone like that, who's not a bad journalist, but obviously plays the game. They will have an unnamed Premier League executive or senior Premier League executive, right? But they won't tell us the name. Well, when you know that the head of sport for the Times is called Slot, and his wife is Juliette Slot, who is Arsenal's chief commercial officer. I wonder who that unnamed Premier League executive could be. Do you know what I mean? And so actually, she's leaving Arsenal in this month. So that they might need another unnamed senior Premier League executive.
We all know how bent the owners are. What people tried to do.
Ryan McKay, I think he's coming to first team. Don't know. He was due to play tomorrow, but he is injured. But looking at Neto, I'm not. I think he may be kept around for cup games, but I don't think he's going to be used a lot in the Premier League. I don't know. The true thing is, at the moment, there is talk of a loan as well.
Have you lads got any youngsters coming? Any academy news from you?
Not for a while.
We've got a few coming on, mate, Steve.
I was asking about Newcastle. I was asking about Newcastle.
I thought he was. That's why I jumped in. No, we're still 2-3 years away from seeing the product of what we've been trying to do. We are investing in that area, but we won't see the fruits of the labour for a good 2-3 years. So there are names, there are players there because they're actually, holding their own against all you lot.
Right.
And actually winning games. So there's a lot of hope there. And again, I've spoken to Martin about this, and it's how you guys in Chelsea push the CSR boundary very easily because you've got an academy where players get a few minutes, end up getting a value tag of 10, 15, 20 million. You sell them on, and before you know it, you've sold 5 players. You've just made 100 million pure profit.
Yeah,
and that's how you get around SCR. It's business.
I don't think that's why. I don't think that's why we do it.
No, it's not. It's the whole the next big thing because it's cheaper to do that. But if a player's not going to be good enough for City, they're going to be good enough for a championship club or going abroad or somewhere like that, and you will get a decent fee for it. And unfortunately, football is now a business.
It's always been. You've always had to take care of the business side. We know because of Peter Swales. We had whip rounds at Main Road.
I know, but if you go back to the 90s, it wasn't about SCR and balancing books and trying to figure out a way of how you can spend money. Teams just spent money when they knew they could. And they could do whatever they wanted. Newcastle did. We bought Alan Shearer for a record fee. We had to loan that money from Brown Ale.
Right.
And then we paid it back.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. We had to loan the money for Alan Shearer, which was paid back in 2 days after we sold all the shirts.
That is brilliant. I didn't know that. A bit of lore. Yeah. I love that story. So that's in the memory bank.
I got told it by the person whose dad owned the brewery. But that's what they used to do back in the day. The football has changed so much now.
Of course, it's a different scale. Yeah.
And it's now become who can have the best balanced books when it comes to selling and then buying.
there's a stat that I looked up a couple of weeks ago about how many of the academy across the whole of the Premier League, right? How many of an academy actually get a pro contract, right? So they, when they're turning 18, they get the first contract and they get that 3 years, right? It's 1% of all the thousands. There's a few thousand in academies right now in the Premier League. I can't remember that number, but it was 1%. How many of that 1%, right, go on to have a career at a Premier League or equivalent European tier club?
Probably 0.01% of it.
3% of the 1% that get a pro contract. So the lesson to learn is that you have to kiss a lot of frogs to find a prince.
Yes.
And we have been outstanding at it. If you count Cole Palmer, who is playing at the Premier League level, the two that we've got, Foden and Nico O'Reilly are clearly good enough for Premier League clubs and play for ours. And we've won. Have we got 2 others out in the Premier League, Martin? Is Delap in the Premier League still?
Yeah.
So we got Delap, and I think there's one more. So the academy has actually been a quality factory relative to other teams. I don't think there's another team whose academy can boast that many. So if you can get onto that, that's where the investment will pay off.
Yeah. Let's say if they don't make it, you're selling them for 10, 15, 20 million a pop.
Yeah. And they're
playing.
If
you look at Chelsea, right? I think Chelsea got the best ratio for product to selling.
Yeah, they've been wizards.
Right, a couple of questions. Mingy Wong asked, what about Bruno? Is it gonna have a major impact on you losing him?
Absolutely. Of course he is. He's a world-class player.
And the other one was, and I can find it, what is your biggest worry about the new manager at Newcastle?
That he fails. Isn't that everyone's worry?
Thank you for that deep, insightful.
But it is. That is literally it. He fails.
So I got one more. I'm sorry I came late, but it was 2 a.m. when you started here. One more elephant in the room question that I'm not being a devil's advocate because it's actually a question I have. So I'm not going to put it on. I'm not going to put it on everyone else. No, I'm going to own it. Right. There's a lot of talk, probably from the southern press from that London, that Newcastle is a difficult place to get players to go to. I would rail against that, because I know Newcastle, and most of these journalists have never been, So there's that. I know how loved players are when they get off. When they hop out of the car at Newcastle when they've been signed, they must feel that, and I know how much they're appreciated when they're at the club. So once they get there, I don't think there's a problem. But maybe if someone's in Umo in Italy, living on it might sound like a hard call to get them to go to the northeast coast of England. So that there might be an element of that to just get them there. I think once they get there, they go, this is brilliant, right? So the question I'm going to ask is, I remember the Premier League used to be full of Scottish players. Now, anyone moving from Scotland to Newcastle, they might as well be going to Costa Brava, it's like, phew, I don't know why especially Newcastle have not recruited more heavily from Scotland, unless there just aren't the players there anymore.
For the Scottish team, are the players there?
Yeah, and the other
I think you're barking up the wrong tree there when it comes to Scotland. It's our own area we need to be recruiting from. We've been poor doing that as well.
Right.
But again, all the players in the northeast.
No, that's where I disagree, Baz. You know what you need to start doing? You need to start going to South America. And
But we have done that.
Like that.
Yeah, we have done that as well.
No, I don't mean
we've neglected our own area when it comes to developing players.
You won't get them out. You know, big clubs don't do that. City don't do Manchester anymore.
But the other part of the world that I was thinking of, if it's climate related, is Scandinavia.
Brescia didn't want him.
That would seem to me they're not going to be afraid that it's not sunny. Do you know we've got a rain issue in Manchester?
Hold on a minute. We signed Tino Asprilla back in the day. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
we signed David Zamora. We signed Les Ferdinand. We signed Alan Shearer, obviously a local boy. It's not.
Yeah, but Les Ferdinand
plays to Newcastle.
To London.
No, Ferdinand didn't want to leave.
Oh, come on.
No, he didn't.
He couldn't wait to get back with Jenny Francis.
No. He did not want to leave. Dalglish screwed him. Dalglish wanted to sell him because he was aging, and the money we got for him was too good to be true for him to sign the players he wanted. I know the whole Les Ferdinand story. The problem with trying to get players to come to Newcastle at the moment is the simple fact is we can't offer Champions League football. We can't offer European football. Players want to come to clubs that are thriving. That's why back in the day under Kevin Keegan, players came to Newcastle United.
So how have Spurs done what they've done?
Because London's a big pull, Trev. I was about to say
London's a huge pull.
North of England, some players are put off with it.
Yeah.
They are.
Sadly. Very sadly.
They don't like Dalton Park very much.
There are players at City, Trev, who've asked
in the Metro Centre.
Yeah, Metro Centre.
Pep said it himself. Young players who come in the football club, they're not playing. The first thing they do is start blaming the weather.
That's young players.
Nobody does. Negredo hated England. Nolito hated England. So he said it made his daughter turn grey.
Yeah, see ya.
That's just the way. Unfortunately, mate, the north of England is not the attraction it once was to players.
Which makes it even sweeter when the north of England dominates.
Cole Palmer couldn't wait to get down to London. He got to London and realised it wasn't when it was.
Yeah, well, I have no seller's remorse about Cole Palmer. Thank you very much.
Unfortunately, there is a thing that Manchester and Newcastle are just not the hotbeds of football.
But what about, hang on a minute, but what about we're Man United? Biggest club in the world.
That works for them.
But Trevor, if you look at a lot of our academy players, they're signed from other clubs' academies. Ryan McAdoo came out of Chelsea.
Yeah.
Didn't come out of Cities.
So you're kind of arguing against yourself there.
No, what I'm saying
he left London to come to Manchester.
Yes, because he wasn't getting a say at Chelsea.
Well, we've just signed one 16-year-old from Arsenal as well, so it just shows you that young players will come to an area and to a club if they've got the pathway to first-team football.
Yes, thank you. That's my point. You've got to give them
that's probably the most important thing. Yeah.
But would a superstar come to Newcastle or go to Arsenal in London? They'll pick Arsenal.
Yeah.
Even if we're doing well, let's just say we're in the 4th, 5th position, we're Champions League football, they'd still go to Arsenal because it's London.
Yeah.
Which is sad because, Newcastle, as you know, is a beautiful area. But
Spurs are spending, I know this because he's Joe Lewis's daughter took over the running of Tottenham.
Someone's got a hold of the credit card at last.
And she's basically got Daddy's credit card and she's using it.
The other comment I'd like to respond to is Blue Heart 2020. It has to be said, but with respect. Always a suspicious term, with respect. That not many new managers can bring the pep factor. Fans need to, as they do with players, give new managers the time to grow into the club, its ways, fans, etc. We have to give Maresca time. That's really important. He won't get it from a section of the fan base, and that's fine. Also, we'll just ignore them. But the pep factor was a thing. But I think that the glory factor is far more powerful. I think that when you are routinely winning Premier Leagues and when you are routinely competing at the highest levels, now that's not just a result of Pep. He's a huge part of it, but the other part of it is how the club is run, how we buy, who we bought, the strength of the team. We have made players that we bought for decent prices into superstars. Rodri being, couldn't get in the first team in his first season, won a Ballon d'Or 5 years later. So, there's that. There's how we make players. And I think that's the other players as well as just the manager. So there's some truth in what you're saying, Blue Heart, But as far as fans giving a new manager a chance, and I don't know whether this will be true with you guys either, is that they won't. They just won't. The real ones will, because we get it. But the more recently acquired fans are already on his neck, are already, Maresca out already, because we lost a penalty shootout in a friendly against Inter. Do you know what I mean? So, and they're going to, because they're reactionary dickheads. I think every fan base is split in two now. Ours especially so. As we've had our era of dominance, we have recruited a different kind of fan, and the way that they talk about the club and the way that they talk about the team is very different. And I'm not saying that we are better than them. I'm glad that a lot of them came. I'll be even happier if some of them stick. If the glory ends, I'll be fine with that, with them. But I know that about 80% of the reactionary, recently acquired fans will be gone the moment the glory's gone. And I'm also okay with that. I won't miss them. But the conversations in every fan base now, and especially ours, I think are a lesson for everybody in the future about what happens when you grow. Because we're the only team that has grown on this level in recent history. United's era was the 90s and the 20s, the 20s, the noughties. And that was their era when they recruited this massive fan base. Liverpool's was a bit early.
I'll let you answer that, Trev, and then I'll reply to Jeremy, because I think it's a bit of a silly comment. With respect,
but this is newly acquired language. This is part of the standards argument.
Because Man United have spent more than us.
We had a guy the other day who was saying, I bloody expect, I demand excellence, and I'm like, yeah, how long have you been supporting the club, mate? A couple of months, couple of years.
No, Dom, there is genuine interest.
They sound like. Here's what they sound like to us, City fans, our generation, if you like, or local City fans, or and we have international fans who love the club like we do. Don't get me wrong, but they sound like everything we hated about United fans: entitled, arrogant, cocky.
Yeah.
That's the nature of the people you acquire when you become really successful. And it doesn't sit comfortably. It's not nice. I'm glad that the club's getting bigger and it brings more money in and so on, and it upsets United fans. That's all good news, but it's not all gravy. You have to find a way to accommodate these people making noise about your club. And that's really quite a challenge,
It is. Right on. Sorry, mate. It's been 2 hours.
Yeah, I know. We're going to nearly 2 hours. Big up, Scotty. Big up, Baz. We're going to go for 10 more minutes and I'll end.
Enjoy it, lads.
Don't give feedback to my eyes. A lot of love, guys.
Sorry, I was late.
Appreciate that. Legends. We'll be back
I'll try and get up there for the game this season, though.
We'll be back on there next week for them, where obviously Baz will take the piss out of us. We're on his turf next week.
It's not what I do, mate.
Trust me, it'll be an hour next week. It won't let us go to.
It will. It'll be an hour.
That's one of my games on the list for when I come back.
Do you have the internet rumours of Fabrizio? No, Dom. There is genuine interest in Pedro Neto. They will not pay any amount of money, though. They will not pay any amount of money. They're not going to pay 80. They won't even pay 70. It's pathetic. I don't hate any of the new fans. I think I don't even mean educate. It's just they have to accept that some fans are not on this standards thing and they're not on this I demand trophies. That's fine. People getting very mixed up of Caldoun said this, the club did that. Man United's board have standards. Arsenal boards have standards. Villa's boards have standards. Chelsea's board has a standard. I would expect. I would never want our owner as the same way a United fan or an Aston Villa fan or even a Fulham fan would never want their owners to come out and go, yeah, lads, we're happy just to finish outside the top 3. It's called PR as well. There's a little bit of PR in this that some fans don't like to say. There are companies that are losing money that their chief exec will come out and they'll say, we're doing great. We're wonderful as a thing. But they're not. Because they're not going to come out and say, guys, we're failing. Guys, we're not doing good. You don't air your dirty laundry in public. Yeah. What you do is in public is give the good public PR stunts.
Yeah.
As in Maresca and Pep will never
Blue Heart 2020.
Under the boss.
Blue Heart 2020. If you put a comment and I respect you enough, if I respect your point enough to give you a proper answer, the last thing you should be doing is opening your response with your...
sarcastic. He's being sarcastic.
Thanks, Trev.
Blue Heart, he's been here since day one and he's your age. Trust me, he doesn't do that. He's being sarcastic.
But why yawn? Do you know what I mean?
No, but that's because, again, I know these people. He did that.
I thought he made a good point. I gave a thorough answer. You know, and if I see yawn,
that's what I'm saying. Blue Heart doesn't do that.
Without a sarcasm emoji, if I see yawn, it's like he was bored with my answer. Do you know what I mean? So
I disagree with Martin because it's not City you grew up on. Mate, but I didn't grow up on City demanding trophies. I grew up on City because I love Manchester City, Jeremy. You support how you want to support. Let me support how I want to support. If you think I've got no standards, great. If you want to have high standards, bitch, moan and complain, have at it. Go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
Just stop trying to tell you. You stop trying to tell me. We stop trying to tell you. We'll just agree to disagree and we move on.
Yeah.
I am a main road wanker. I'm an happy clapper. If you don't like it, respectfully don't watch. We just don't agree, mate, and that's okay. That's okay to not agree.
Unfortunately, you joined the club in an era where it was normal to win the Premier League. Arsenal just won the last Premier League after 22 years. Will you wait that long? Will you? Will you be around in 22 years if we don't win it again? Or will you say, oh, I stopped supporting Man City because of the standards? That's the question. I don't care how you support us now. All I care about is, will you stay?
It's not City of 19. What does that mean? I don't get what you mean. I mean, you mean the 90s? I'm not saying it is, mate.
Let me bring some youth.
We're not Pep Guardiola City anymore.
Let me bring some youth back to here. What's going on, man? What I came back to?
Oh, the standards police are back in the chat. Etihad Intel, no idea who he is. He only came about this summer. But I can tell you from my end, he's wrong. He's wrong on that. We're not in for Pedro. He's wrong on that. Listen, his intel may be something different to mine, but the information I've got and the information he's got are different.
You know what, ladies, this is just for the guys. You know, some of these guys up in here, I know you guys talk about standards, but I love to see the woman you're with right now talking about standards.
You know what, Herbal, this is the great way of putting it. is I love glory. Sorry, I love glory, but I understand that you can't have that without putting sacrifice, putting in the work. We're in the phase of putting in the work. Exactly.
Yeah. There's a great next comment by Blue Heart 2020. I've been going to City since 1966. There's always been discontented fans and happy clappers. He's right, actually.
Right, hang on. Right, this Kevin's 1 minute.
It comes at you in an instant.
Trev, just let me 1 minute. Just let me do him in order, Trev. 1 minute. Now would be a great signing. Bacola's 130, 140 million. City aren't doing that. This is what people got to realise. I agree with you, Kevin's, but Bacola's just too expensive. This is the bit people. City are not going to. I said this on LB's earlier. We're not going to spend 600 million this summer. Every player that people want is 100 million. We can't spend 100 million on everyone. We just can't do it. This is why some of the clubs in Europe have stopped buying. Bayern Munich are done. They don't want to get involved in this. They've said, we're done, thanks. We're done for ins, done for outs, we're done, we're ready. They bought a couple of backups, they're done. That's company. That's company, by the way, you're all saying you want. Company's gone. Nah, I'm done.
Here's what I want some people to do. I want you to go and look at the squad. Just go and read the squad sheet. Okay. Don't read it looking for where we need to strengthen. Just look at what we've got. It's impressive. You know, and adding Anderson into that is incredible. There's your 100 million.
I'm surprised why many City fans haven't backed Elliot Anderson more. I'm really surprised.
We bought him too early, and people are still rival fans.
I was thinking, have we bought him too early? Did we buy him too early and it's forgotten about too early?
Yeah. That's exactly what happened. Because all the chat right now online is about who you're signing. And so they want to say, we bought this guy, you know, just to show off. And so because we bought Anderson too early, they don't get to do that. You know, it's old news. It was, 3 weeks ago. Who cares? Well, we want to brag about something today. We want a here we go from Fabrizio, the Real Madrid propagandist today.
There you go, Trev. The Smileys are recruits. Blue Heart always puts them on. Blue Heart's been coming here for years, mate. I know him. I've even met him. I've had the unfortunate thing of meeting Blue Heart.
No, and
what we're talking about with Neto? Nothing above 60, I would say.
No, his next comment, which I try to bring
nothing above 60. City don't want to pay anything. That's all okay to be happy clapper. You will end up like United. Fine, mate. Then that's okay. For me, I don't support City for success, mate. Have you not learned that about me after all these years? I'm not here just for success.
Jeremy Dogu at 11.
In Division
Will you answer this question? Will you wait 22 years for another Premier League, or will you be supporting another club? Will you? Will you be here? What if it takes 10 years to win another Premier League? Are you still here? Are you? Because
I think
that will define how much attention we should pay to you, how seriously we should take you. I think be here in 10 years, 5 years.
Oh, just put this up. I think this is a great comment. What is Ed doing? Right, I think this is a great comment. Why all of a sudden saying the standards have dropped when we haven't even seen what Maresca is about yet? We haven't even let Maresca have one game yet. Not one game. And we're judging. Right, Jeremy's come back with I'll go on loan to PSG. Then I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry, you're not going to like this. You're not going to like this, Jeremy Doku. Then you're not a real fan.
You're a plastic.
You can't say that comment and then say you're anything but a real fan. I hope you're being sarcastic. I really hope you are. And I'd love you to have been sarcastic with that. But you can't then say, I'll go on loan to PSG. Because my answer will be, don't come back.
Yeah.
And you'll have that for every fan base. So don't say, I'm doing this. I'm hoping you're being sarcastic, which I'm presuming you are doing because you're trying to rage bait. That'll just get you timed out. I have a real question for Mike. We finished fourth in back-to-back seasons and won an FA Cup in between. How long do you think Haaland stays for? Then someone has to pay 200 or 300 million for him. He's got an 8.5-year deal. Again, Ryan, I'll give you my answer. If you don't want to be here, you can leave. Ryan, I'm not here for the... I want us to win, of course, but if we don't, we don't. I don't get this. You're trying to tell me how to support. Support how you want. Support how I want. Come on, guys. What do you want me to do? You can't stop you can't stop Haaland going. And this fear-mongering at the minute, Haaland will leave if we don't do this. Has he told you? Haaland is a City fan whose dad used to play for the club. You don't know how much Haaland loves Manchester City. Haaland's best mate at City was Jack Grealish. Come on. Big up Pip Love. Thank you so much for that £10, mate. £5 of that will go straight to Alzheimer's Society. Big up yourself, mate. I'm so sick of every fan's overreaction to meaningless rumours. Random journalists without any credibility throw names out there, hoping one will stick. Until City announce it, then nothing has happened. It's a great way of looking upon it as well. Well done, and thank you for that lovely donation. Much appreciated, Pip Love. And I'm loving the sun GI emoji. Martin, you should have certain words that are timed out. I might start doing that, but I just, I don't get it.
On this, on this trope about people already, getting on Maresca's back. I think that the media are not helping. I had a great back and forth with the Times journalist yesterday, not one of ours, but it was about Ali Rudd. And it was about a segment that they did, that they clipped up from a longer interview. But here's the title. Pay attention to this, because I think the media pander to certain kinds of fans, and I think they try and set up a narrative. So listen to this for the start of a piece, and it's about Liverpool. Will Andoni Areola be under pressure if Liverpool don't start the season strongly? That's a stitch-up. That's narrative seeding. That is a journalist trying to put pressure on Areola to seed a narrative. And the woman who answered it, I don't know if she's Ali Rudd or whoever, but she went full bore for 10 minutes on this and just started creating scenarios where Areola fails. And apparently she's a Liverpool fan, but she's also a Times journalist. So, and I just thought it was fascinating to watch how snide that introduction, that section is, and the bit that they chose to clip up was specifically about that. And so, will Andoni Areola be under pressure if Liverpool don't start the season strongly? They're already sharpening knives. And I don't want to see it from our fans. And by the way, a lot of people kicked back on that. And the guy's argument was, well, if you watch the whole thing, yeah, but my response to that is, so why did you clip up that bit? And why did you give it that name on the clip? We just got to be careful.
Yeah, people have asked, by the way, about Gerard Bowen. Gerard Bowen is West Ham through and through. Signed a new deal at West Ham despite getting relegated. So has Gerard Bowen got no standards?
Yeah.
I don't see this standards thing, just it irks it, because that's how a club thinks. Every fan base has got standards and every club has got standards, not just yes, we talked about Tijani Reinders. There is genuine interest from Nottingham Forest in him. City want to get the money back on him. There's also interest from Fulham and Newcastle United. So there is interest in Tijani Reinders. That is true. There is no fee even agreed with Savinho, with Tottenham. We're still miles apart in valuation. And the other thing on Pedro Neto is, yes, Maresca does want Neto, but Neto not at the price. We do think Chelsea are going to outprice us, and we won't buy. We won't pay. People got this thing of we'll pay anything. We won't. We'll pay what we feel is valuable for him, and it won't be 80, and it probably won't even be 70.
And if you think that that's our owners being mean, we paid 116 million for Anderson. But apparently the window's been crap. Apparently our transfers have been crap for 3 years, according to one person in the comments. 3 years. Do you want me to list the players that we signed in the last 3 years? I
mean, we've signed Kushinoff and then extended him. Victor Hayes, we've signed Nico G, Reinders, get Reinders probably at work. You've got James Trafford, Donnarumma, Semenyo, Mark Gay, Anderson. Gay. By the way, Mark Gay and Semenyo were planned for the summer. They were moved forward. So that 82 million, Khaldun confirmed this, came out of the summer kitter. There is a January kitter, a summer kitter in our SCR quota. That 82 million we spent on Semenyo and Mark Gay came out of the summer budget. That was confirmed by Khaldun Al-Mubarak.
So effectively, we had to sign those because of injuries. We had to sign them early, and
Mark Gay was always the John Stones replacement. It's just we lost Diaz and Gavardio, so we had to get Gay now. We were going to sign him on a free. Semenyo, because everyone says Semenyo shit, but Liverpool, Man United, Arsenal, Tottenham, and City were all after him. City got him. If he's so shit, why were all the top clubs in England after him? Arsenal wanted him, Liverpool wanted him, Tottenham wanted him, we wanted him, and United wanted him. He turned down United, he turned down Tottenham, he didn't want to go to Arsenal. Liverpool didn't get involved in the end because guess why? He only wanted City. So if Semenyo's that bad, then all the other top clubs are bad then. And I've been impressed with every single Maresca press conference that's come out. I think he talks very clearly. He talks with passion. You can see, and he doesn't mince his words. He says it as it is. And today he's talked about we need experience. We've got too many kids. He likes kids. Sorry, he likes younger players. I'm going to reword that very different. He likes younger players, but he's also saying, guys, I need experience. We've lost Stones. We've lost Ake. We've lost Bernardo. We're probably going to end up losing Rodri. I need to get some experience. Hence why Kovacic is also staying. Kovacic is not worth losing. You're going to get 5 million quid for Kovacic. Why? What's 5 million quid going to do? You're all telling me Rodri for 70 million is not worth losing. Well, now there's Kovacic at 5 million. So we might as well keep Kovacic for a year, let him go on a free, and we use him as a cup guy and a guy who's on the bench and a bit of experience in the dressing room.
I said yesterday, if you think that retaining Kovacic is bad, I have neither the time nor the crayons to explain to you why you're wrong. You're just being reactionary. The guy's a leader, experience, and he's won 3 Champions Leagues at 3 different clubs. And just because he's over 30 doesn't mean that he's suddenly shit, because 5 out of the team that won the treble were over 30. So check yourselves on the age thing.
Yeah. I would take, anyone saying to take Sancho over Neto is crazy. Sancho is a disease in a dressing room. That's why City booted him out. Every club except Borussia Dortmund has booted Sancho out the door for a reason.
Just some news in from FootMob, who aren't bad, by the way. They're quite measured. They're not hysterical. Barca interest in Rodri. Barca's
So that's
Rodri.
been out. That's been out for a couple of days.
No, I know, but this is new. This is new. This is new information.
Senor Rodri, and I know you, dear mate. It's fine to support how you want to support, but that doesn't negate the truth. What you're saying isn't the truth. You're giving an opinion. How is it the truth if I have a different opinion than you? That's not the truth. I don't think the window has been crap. So, no, it's not the truth. Yours is an opinion, which is fine.
It's fine to say that, but you know, frame it as your opinion. In my opinion, in my humble opinion, I am HO. Don't say it's the truth, because now you're trying to dictate a narrative on everybody else. And you can't do that because you're one person.
Yeah, Gerard Bowen ain't leaving West Ham. His life ain't worth it. His bloody daughter-in-law's Danny Dye's daughter. He ain't leaving West Ham.
It's not just that. I think, you know, you're very cynical about players and the badge and all of that. But I think he's one. You know, he's maybe the exception that proves your rule, that he's both feet at West Ham, doesn't want to go anywhere, you know.
So I've had another super chat of Pitbull.
But while it's happening, I wish people would stop asking. It's happening, of course.
Much love, by the way, lads. I've got an update on Buwadi and Mike. I'm going to end in 5. Much love, by the way, lads. Also about Rodri, I want him to leave. If I'm being honest, I haven't liked Rodri since he disrespected our country by saying Gibraltar is Spanish. That's a personal view, mate. I understand it. I get it. That's up to you. But thank you so much for your very kind contribution. Now, that's someone I'd love, Manty. I'd love a bit of Gibbs White, because I do think we have a homegrown issue coming up, because we've just we've been linked with another 2 foreign players, Inrolle and Pedro Neto. So we are going to need a bloody homegrowner. And Kovacic is staying, who's another foreign quota taken. So Morgan Gibbs White, I'd love Morgan Gibbs White, but apparently the standards are on the floor if we buy him as well. So I don't know who people want.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make peace with the recently acquired fans. I think it's an issue. I think it's becoming more of an issue.
I did say this privately a while back, but I needed you to see it first, Trev. I needed you to see. Some people are like that, and it's fine. I love them all, but
like what?
We're a split fan base at the minute. We're a split fan base.
It's true, and so it's in my nature. No, it's in my nature to understand it, and then we can work out how to resolve it, or how to find a way where there is mutual respect. I want to respect the new fans. That's the difference. I think by respecting them, they're more likely to be retained, and retaining them has got to be a mission. Because as the longer it goes, if they stick around when things aren't great, then we've recruited real fans who've paid the price of admission. And so I don't want to lose them. But boy, are they annoying right now. They are really annoying. And they don't respect us. They have no respect for the older fans. And that's fine.
That's the thing. Yeah, that's my biggest thing is,
yeah.
And maybe I've got a chip on my shoulder about this, because we helped keep this club alive in its shittest form. And I mean its lowest in the form.
38,000, mostly from Manchester.
We didn't have a pot
kept this club alive.
Yeah. And maybe that's why I have a chip on my shoulder with it.
And you weren't there, and that's fine. You weren't even born, most of you, who have been recently acquired. And that's fine. And we don't say that because we think we're better or worth more than your support. That's not why we say it. We want you to understand our journey, and maybe then you'll show us some respect. And maybe then you'll understand more about why we say the things that we say and why we hold the opinions that we hold. Those opinions were forged in tough times, you know. So I'm not worried about the identity of the club changing. I used to. About 3 years ago when I first started thinking about this, I used to worry that, you know, we'd have a danger of becoming everything we hated about Man United fans and everything we still hate about them. You know, But I don't worry about that, because then I remember, going to Oldham in the uncovered away end, being pissed on in the rain, and we probably sold more tickets to that game than the home fans, because in those days you could, and I remember going to Division 3 games, and the camaraderie and the sense of humour that will never leave us. That will always define who we are.
I've just got some news. You said about Rafinha on this, because I did check this up when LB mentioned it 22 days ago, and this is on Barcelona News. Joan Laporta has confirmed that Rafinha is staying at Barcelona, and has said the club do not want him to leave, and that he's a key player and he is not for sale under any circumstances.
All right.
So again, I love the name. Thank you for the option, but he's not for sale. He doesn't want to leave Barca, and Barca don't want to sell him. End of story.
Yeah. Did we get to a conclusion on Makaidu at any point after Mr.
No, because he's injured now. He's injured now.
No. But definitely not going on loan, right? That hopefully, yeah. I'm hoping that's the consensus. He's not going. He could be going on loan. Yeah. What a nightmare.
They haven't made the decision.
That's a mistake, in my opinion. That's a mistake.
It'll be him or Monga. One of the two will go on loan. One of them. And at the moment, they need to see. I think Monga will play tomorrow. And then, listen, Monga plays well tomorrow. Everyone will say, keep Jeremy Monga. And they both can't stay. Someone has to go.
Under 21s, mate.
You don't want to play in under 21s. Makaidu don't want to do EDS.
No, they don't count in the squad numbers.
Yeah, but no, I understand that, but they count as a headache to Maresca.
That's what he's paid for.
No, but that again, but you can't. But it's like Chelsea. We've got 25 players. You can't have another 15 just sat on the side, mate.
But I think if anyone's going to sit on the side, it is young players. They understand why they're.
Yeah, but you might as well send him on loan and let him play.
Disagree.
He's better play. I'd rather him be playing in the Championship and playing in front of 25,000 people than sat at home doing now.
I disagree.
It's fine.
Because he doesn't have to sit at home. He can still play for the EDS. You can play for both. So if you're not on the bus to a Premier League game or a cup game, then you're playing for the EDS. You're not at home.
But I think he's going to outgrow the EDS. You need to stop playing in front of 500 people and get playing in front of 30,000.
Oh, man.
For me, playing in Championship football is 1,000 times bigger than playing at EDS level.
I'm not convinced. I think playing for Manchester, for the opportunity to play 6 games or 10 games this season for Manchester City is far more compelling and far more inspirational.
Croupier's out for 4 months.
Motivational.
Croupier's out for 4 months.
Are we doing a transfer rumour show now? Because
no, we're done in a minute. Because we're gonna end. I still haven't even had my tea yet. Liverpool have made contact with Ibrahim Mbai's agent. Maybe, but like I said, they're gonna have trouble with him because they won't pay for Bacola, Dylan. This is what I'm saying. People do this. Go to Barcelona. Go to get Bacola. They're too much money. No one's buying them.
The new fans are like the Beatles haircut back in the day. I must be getting old. Me too, mate. New things are almost created to be controversial.
What time's kick off tomorrow?
The new and the dread change.
We are doing a watch along tomorrow at 12 p.m. So we'll be live you live. We're going to be on about 11:30, 11:45. I'll be on, and we'll do a full on. Trevor, it's not that people don't respect anyone. Maybe it's the way you talk down to people. Just my opinion.
Do I? What did I say? I love the fact that we've got new fans. I love them. Right? And I'm trying to find a way to reach them. So is that talking down to people? And walk me through your thinking there.
Listen, you can take things however you want to take it. Anyway, Foggy, big up. Martin has been in this fan base since 1928. Of course I have.
Do I tell you off and lecture you? Who said that?
Matt, would you listen? Nobbins take said loan race Echeverry to League One season loan. I think I'd keep Victor Hayes. Echeverry I would loan. I'd even maybe sell Echeverry. I don't think he's good enough.
Do I tell people off? Everyone's saying I do. Okay.
No, I don't think you tell people off.
Noted.
As I've said, guys, I will say this. Trev is new to knowing how people speak. I've done this for years. I know your mannerisms. I know your little quips. I know your joking ways. Trev doesn't know all of you. When anyone's new on the channel, they don't know who you are. I've known you for 3-4 years of doing this. Trev doesn't know how you speak, who you are, doesn't know your ages. A lot of people I've met a lot of you. And by the way, it brings me up. Stuart, who I met over the weekend in a coffee shop, believe it or not. Big up to Stuart who listens. You are a top guy. I love meeting you. Thank you for the lovely comments on my father. It meant a lot. You nearly had me in tears. It was lovely meeting you and your friends in the coffee shop. I won't say where because I'm not going to dox us both. But thank you so much. Your words were lovely. And that's what I love. Didn't ask me. There was no autographs or signatures, photos. He shook my hand, said thank you. I wanted to. I want to meet our community. I also met a lovely guy up at the car boot sale on Sunday, which was great as well. I'm having a walk around and some just guy recognised me, come and said hello.
Wow.
And it was great. Come and say hello. I love meeting people. That's what
I'll be wearing a beard for the Bournemouth game.
So, people come and do it. I've met Blue out loads. He's a top fella. And I think that's all this. Trevor's new to this. He's got to know who you are, how you write, how you speak. So sometimes Trev won't get a joke you're saying. That's why do you think I said, can we start putting emojis on the end of your jokes? Yeah. He doesn't know you. You don't know him. You are gelling. You're getting to know each other. That's all. Trev, you do your own show. I'm
going to do this one in the Geordie accent. Where's it gone? Trev, do you own a shirt with massive collars? I've enjoyed your take on questions towards us Geordies. Well, the thing is that I have never met a Geordie I didn't like. One of my best mates at uni was a Geordie. And, I've got a shirt. I have got a short sleeve T-shirt and I will put 40 Regal, 20 on each shoulder. How's that? If I come up to Newcastle, that'll be me.
Yeah. Guys, I want to say massive thank you. Ed had to drop because he's at the gym. Massive thank you to Pip Love for his super chats and to Fogger and to everyone who's liked, subscribed and everything. You guys are amazing. Thank you to every single one of you. Guys, we just need to stop trying to police each other and just respect each other. Don't have to agree with each other. That's fine. We need to stop this. I'm better than you. You're better than me. I know more than you. Just support how you want to support. I don't have any standards. You do. That's fine. But I'm not hurt by having no standards. I'll still travel to Cardiff for 3.5 hours.
Our experience of the club is a spectrum. Our experience of the club is a spectrum. We've been in the shit.
I'm just trying to get off.
You respect that, but
we're getting shouted at for long shows. I'm getting DMs saying the shows are too long.
Right, okay.
Not off you. I've had feedback over the last few shows, and apparently they're too long.
Well,
they're too long. So yeah, I want to say a massive thank you to you all. Over 2,000 of you tonight. It's been amazing. Nearly 3,000 of you actually.
Wow,
we've gone up in subs. You guys are amazing. There is a space at 11. Take care all, and as always, up the Blues, guys. We'll be fine. Don't worry. Take care.